Okay, now we've come to the last tool of promotional or integrated marketing communication mix. In the previous session, we discussed about there are 5 tools of marketing communication, integrated marketing communication mix. Okay, we discussed about the essence of promotion is communication. Therefore, we label it as marketing communication. And since all 5 tools need to be integrated because you want to convey compelling, consistent, and clear message for our customers, we include the word integrated. So that's how we come up with the integrated marketing communications instead of promotion now. Okay, the last one is actually about direct digital marketing communication. And direct marketing actually is defined as connecting directly with carefully targeted individual consumers. So you may want to highlight the word targeted in here. Okay, so carefully targeted individual consumers. Okay, so what it means is actually we talk to non-consumers. Okay, we talk to non-consumers. At least we have a bit of idea. We have a bit of idea in terms of which consumer that we are targeting. Okay, and that has implications in terms of how we implement direct marketing, because we want to connect directly with individual consumers. Okay, the other thing I'd like to highlight is in the traditional media, we say that actually like advertising campaign, using the traditional media, actually we say that the advertising in here is meant to convey the message for all consumers, right? So pretty much, although we know the target audience, but pretty much it is depersonalized, right? So it is about to all consumers, okay? So we don't customize it. Now, since we talk about individual consumers in direct marketing, so we customize it, okay? So that is one of the other major differences between advertising and direct marketing. Okay. Now let's look at this one further. Okay. Oh, hello there. How are you?
Hi, Eddie. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late.
No, that's all right, mate. I just started with the direct marketing, and essentially, direct marketing, this is the last tool of promotional mix. We tried to discuss this briefly today, and after that we move on to assessments. If you have questions, we can discuss the assessment basically. So they are the main purpose, that's the main purpose of today's session.
Yep, perfect.
Yep. So can you hear me fine?
Yep, no problem.
Fantastic, mate, fantastic. Well, I'm approaching the finish line and of our course, and hopefully, you know, we are all still energetic and excited with the entire course. Now, just briefly, direct marketing is about connecting directly with carefully targeted individual consumers, right? The term carefully targeted individual consumers means a lot in terms of differentiating direct marketing and advertising. Right, there are 5 tools of promotional mix that we discussed in the previous session: advertising, sales promotion, personal selling, public relations, and this is the final one: a direct digital marketing. Okay, the advertising as the normally uses the traditional media such as TV, radio, newspaper, and so on and so forth. They are meant to communicate to a number of consumers, which is different to direct marketing. Direct marketing, you need to target your message carefully to individual consumers. Okay, so that's direct marketing. Now, what is digital marketing? Well, it is actually the extension of direct marketing. Therefore, we normally label them as direct/digital marketing. It is the extension because we use we use digital technology to connect directly with non-consumers or non-customers. Okay, so it is at personal level, it is at one-to-one basis using electronic network tools and technologies such as mobile devices, tablet computer, mobile phone, computer, laptop, and so on and so forth. So we communicate directly to individualized consumers. Okay, so that's the reason why we put digital marketing under direct marketing category. Okay, since both share similar characteristics, except digital marketing has the emphasis on using digital technologies. Okay, well, when it comes to direct marketing, we can some companies are still using the other media beyond digital marketing, such as catalog or leaflets. They get the postman to send the leaflets to direct it to a directed customer group, such as looking at the postcode, for instance. They can they have a bit of idea in terms of the target audience that they are reaching through the postcodes, for instance. Right now, in modern marketing, a lot of marketers also use digital marketing to reach these customers. Okay, since it is with non-consumers and non-customers, so the keyword is how do we get the information about these customers? Okay, non-customers, and he requires us to understand who they are, to understand the profile. Now let's look at a simple model here, right? If this is the customers, a group of customers, okay, these customers will interact with the company through any touch point. This is what we call as the customer's touch point, right? Where customers can reach us, can contact us with any channel, such as our salespeople, outlets, the agents, direct mails, catalogs, telephone, internet, website, Facebook, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now this is the thing. Strong organizations should recall these information that they receive from the customers, because frankly, the customers are giving the information for us as an organization for free, right? Any inquiries that they make or purchase that they make, we should record it and retrieve it. So we can retrieve that from our database or our data warehouse. Okay, and that should be linked to our offering, right? And in the future, this information helps us to develop further offering for these customers. That helps us to understand what is the other potential that we can opportunity that we can develop for the customers. Okay. Okay, and this slide actually shows us that there is a huge difference between the traditional marketing communication model to the current one. With the previous one, we are pretty much about conveying the message in one-way direction, but now it is more about building relationship with the customers. Okay, so we build the relationship with the customers. All right. In today's marketing landscape, we actually have the digital media has actually empowered the customers. In the previous model, before the digital media came in, before internet came in, actually the marketers own the media, right? The marketers convey the message to the customers. That's it, okay? And probably only outspoken customers call the company, call the marketers to express their concerns or their prices. But in today's business landscape, the customers can communicate back to the marketers, and in fact, they can communicate to the other customers as well. Okay, so that's the landscape that we are facing with the internet technology that we have. Okay. All right, so since we talk about non-customers, the key thing about driving the digital marketing is actually database. Without the database, we can't we can't drive the digital marketing campaign. Okay. Now, what is database marketing? It is actually a collection of comprehensive data about individual customers. Okay. Now, they include these areas here: geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral. If you recall, okay, this one here is actually related to the segmentation variables that we discussed several weeks ago. So in other words, the customers are giving this information for us for free. When they contact us, we record that information. They may contact us through Facebook page, Twitter, or a YouTube channel. With digital analytics analysis, we can find out who they are actually, and from geographic, psychographic, demographic, and behavioral perspective. Okay, and when they contact us, they talk to our inbound customer service, right? We can also get that kind of information from the customers. Okay, right. So this one hopefully gives us a bit of idea in terms of how we how organizations build the customer database, right? This is the type of customer database data that we can collect in our database management. Okay, so when they do transactions, let's say we go to a consumer electronics store like Harvey Norman, whatever, the customers actually giving us the information. Okay, of course, we need to get the permission for us to use that information for further communication, further contact. Okay, but these are the types of information we can collect from the customers, and it should be retrieved. Strong organization again should store them in the database management. Okay. Right. So in the previous, in the traditional marketing model, actually marketers shout of lacking of information. Okay. Therefore, marketers did a lot of market research to collect the information, because we know that to make good decision, we need the information. Okay. And in today's marketing landscape, marketers actually face a different ball game. Okay, we have what we call as big data. So if you type in the Google search box, big data, you'll find tons of articles that people have published about big data. Okay, you can imagine that customers may contact our organization through Salesforce, Facebook, telephone, fax, emails, Twitter, and so on and so forth, or inbound customer service. They are a customer touch point, okay? And they give us tons of data, big data, okay? Therefore, what we need to do is actually data mining, okay? Which is defined as the analysis of patterns. So we try to find the patterns, okay, using the database, all right? Imagine that if you have a customer loyalty card, either at certain store like Woolworths and Coles in Australia, when you do your transaction, you swipe your card, right? That gives them data actually. Okay, wow, this customer buys this product and that product and so on and so forth. That gives them some ideas in terms of what products that to purchase, looking at your pattern of purchase. Okay, so that helps marketers to mine the data actually to understand the pattern, and eventually understanding the pattern helps them to understand what sort of opportunities that they can offer in the future for these customers, right? You may recall that at some point of time when you do your Google search or when you do your Facebook, and you click a few things that you're interested in on your Facebook page, and then not long after that, you may find advertising appear on your Facebook page, which is related to your recent search, basically. So if you just click a few things about fashion, for instance, and you may find an ad, an internet advertising campaign next to your search, for instance, because they track that. Okay, right. Look, I'm not going to play that data mining video, but please do so, because that shows you in a nutshell how powerful is data mining, and how powerful is using data to customize our message in digital world like today. Okay. Okay, now look, just in saying that, again, I would like to highlight that countries like Australia, I believe your home country as well, Hans, have extended privacy legislation. Okay, therefore, I'd like to highlight that using a customers database should also consider opt-in list customers, right? These are the customers who have given us the consent to for us to reach them through marketing tools, promotional tools, offering them emails and so on and so forth. Otherwise, it is breaching the privacy legislation. Okay, right. And just briefly, B2B marketers are heavy users. Now, B2C marketers, or business to consumers marketers, have now used databases to reach the customers, basically to connect with the customers at personal level. Okay? How do they use the direct and digital marketing tool? Well, they can identify prospects. Okay, they can identify prospects. They can decide which customers should receive particular offer, or they can use it to deepen customer loyalty. Right? They offer opportunities to build customers' interest or rekindle customers' purchases. Okay, you could say in your campaign, you could say, at personal level, you could say, "Hi, John. Last time you came to our store, and I know that you responded because you couldn't find the product that you were looking for. I'm writing to you to advise you that the product is now available. And if you bring this letter or mention this code below, you'll receive a gift from me personally." Okay, or the other purpose is to do data mining to reveal opportunities in the future. Okay, I'm going to skip that one, and this one here shows forms of direct and digital marketing. Starting from the traditional one using the print and reproduction, direct channel, direct DRTV, for instance. Inbound and outbound telemarketing, telesales, right through direct and digital database marketing in today's business landscape. Now, we also need to highlight that there is a growing trend of using direct digital marketing. Why is that? Because it provides benefits for both customers and marketers. For buyers or customers, it is convenient, right? They can do transaction at any time, okay? And especially in if you go to shopping center approaching Christmas, well, you may find it hard to get a car park, okay? And doing the direct marketing shopping actually gives them the convenience, easy and private, right? They can do that at any time. And customers can also access wealth of products, wealth of information. Okay, they can do some research actually. They can compare this product, this brand, and with the other brands, and so on and so forth. Okay, and it is more interactive and immediate. Now, in the early days, it was not that interactive, but marketers find the value of being interactive and immediate response for the customers. Customers expect that. If you look at that, if from customer service perspective, customers actually expect shorter turnaround to get the answer of their inquiries. Okay, and marketers understand that. Therefore, organizations actually strive to be more interactive and give them the immediate responses. And from the marketer's perspective, it is a strong tool to build customer relationship because we actually build relationship at personal level. Okay, low cost efficient, speedy alternative to reach customers, because when you set up your online campaign, digital campaign, okay, your websites, okay, you technically speaking, you are exposing yourself to the world. Okay, and flexibility because you can adjust prices and programs as well. Okay, so there are some benefits which are quite strong for both customers and marketers, which are basically the reasons why it is a growing trend. Just a bit of definitions in terms of e-business, e-commerce, and e-marketing. Okay? Right, now, how do we do that? How do we do online or digital marketing presence? Okay, well, there are 4 things that we normally do. create a search engine optimized website. So we create websites. Okay, when we do that, we actually start our digital marketing or online marketing campaign. Okay, search engine marketing, participate in search engine marketing. A lot of tools that people can use, like Bing AdWords or Google AdWords, for instance, to help them boosting their search. You could imagine that when we have our website, we expect that our website would appear in the top on the top of the lists in the search box. Okay, but to boost that, to ensure that we boost that search, we can also participate in search engine marketing. We pay the guys at Google or Bing, for instance, to help us boosting the search results. Okay. And the other one is to participate in social online social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and so on and so forth. Now, there are pluses and minuses in any way you do, right? In terms of social networks, social media, the platform is there. The platform is ready for us to use. We just need to adjust it to our brand portfolio, adjust it to our brand identity, and that will become ours, right? The downside of that is actually it is beyond our control. Anybody can jump in and post anything to our website, to our Facebook page, for instance. Okay. As an organization, we do need to have some sort of protocol in terms of managing the attack, in quote unquote, on our social media platform, for instance. Okay? And the other one is using emails, which is another platform of online or digital marketing campaign. Okay, so there are the four of them, and in my experience, normally companies use four of them. They may start with establishing a website, and after that they boost their website through search engine marketing. When they develop their website, they actually expect organically it is giving them a strong result in terms of search by the customers, right? Therefore, they look at Google Trend, for instance, to look at specific words that people that are popular in terms of Google search. Let's say if you work for a medicine company and you're going to launch a new cold tablet, and you need to search the keywords that you want to put in on your online campaign. Is that flu or influenza, for instance? You look at the trend through Google Trend, and obviously the word that is higher in use in terms of usage is the one that you're going to use in your website. Okay? Right, and I'm not going to discuss this in further detail, but basically there are a few types of websites, and in terms of designing effective website, a few things that we also need to look at. Okay. And this is basically about the search engine marketing. You can do paid listings, contextual search, paid inclusions, or site optimization, for instance. And there are the things that you can also do in terms of search engine marketing and online social network platform. That's one that we also discussed. Emails. Okay. Now, the other thing I'd like to discuss is the mobile marketing. There is a strong trend that customers are using mobile phone, and we actually can do business as well using mobile phone platform. Okay, and if you click these two links in here, you'll find examples that Tesco has been doing in the UK market and also in South Korea market to reach a high level of customers, basically, and it has proven to increase their turnover. Okay, so it's getting more and more interactions, basically, between when it comes to digital marketing, because we allow consumer-to-consumer interaction, consumer-to-business interaction as well. Okay? How do we measure the effectiveness of digital marketing? Well, we can look at the sales lead generation. Okay, how many prospects that we can get from the campaign. We can also look at it from database generation, fulfillment, response, and one of the critical things that marketers also look at is the ROI, return on investment, of our campaign, of our online digital marketing campaign. Okay? Lifetime customer value, sales response, and so on and so forth. Okay, right. So there are a number of things in terms of measuring the digital marketing results, and actually, from digital marketing perspective, we can also look at the digital marketing performance from product inquiries, sales response, profitability, and we can also use digital analytics to measure the performance. Some marketers use Google Analytics to generate the tracking ID, and so that they can find a better understanding in terms of bounce rate, the profile of the visitors of their websites, for instance, the time that that the visitors spend on their website or their social media campaign, for instance. Okay, they can do that. Okay, right. So that's basically the main points in terms of digital marketing. In brief, direct digital marketing is a new tool that marketers can use, and it is actually at the personal level. If we contrast that with advertising, advertising is actually for mass audience, and direct digital marketing is actually at personal level, at individual level. We communicate at individual level. Okay, how do we do that? There are 4 things that we normally do: websites, search engine marketing, social network, social media, and the other one is email. Okay. Okay, that's one that we discussed before in terms of privacy policies, privacy legislation. We don't want to send spams to people, actually, and because it is breaching the legislation. Okay. Okay. Any questions in regards to this topic before we move on to the second assessment?
No, I'm okay with all that.
Okay, brilliant. What I will do is I'm going to share another screen, and let me just, oops. Okay, now, can you see my screen now? It is now in Word document.
Yes, I can see that.
Brilliant. Okay. How are we going with the second assessment?
I'm going, put it that way.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm working my way through. I think just sort of, yeah, probably just grappling with the incorporation of the first assignment without too much duplication, if you like. So I've just got to work my way through and minimise all of that, and perhaps make it a bit more pertinent. But otherwise, the second half, yeah, working my way through that. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right. Look, if there's a case, then let me just run through again briefly, okay? And along the way, we can also look at, probably it provokes some questions for you, okay? So the outcome of your second assessment is a marketing plan, all right, of the social enterprise that you analyzed in the first assessment. So it is the continuation of assessment 1, okay? The relevant tools or concepts that you need to use includes these guys here. A brief summary of your, okay, I'm going to talk about it later. So there are the tools that we need to use basically to address assessment 2. In terms of structure, executive summary, okay, introduction, okay, a brief summary of the company, product, services, activities, okay, and brief summary of the situation analysis. Okay, you can look at your assessment 1 basically, and macro, micro, environmental factors, and you look at target market, marketing strategy, your positioning map, positioning statement, and marketing mix variables. Okay, and then you summarize it. And you write the reflexive activity. So that's basically the one that that we need to address, basically.
Okay.
So far, is that is there any drama so far? How much have, if you don't mind, how much have you completed so far?
I would estimate I'm probably halfway through.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had today and I've got tomorrow off work as well to sort of keep.
Okay.
Through it. I would have liked to have put more time into it, but it's unfortunately this condensed 6-week module is proving pretty challenging. So I'll do my best.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Well, it's due tomorrow, so yeah. All right. Any questions from your perspective?
No, I don't think so. I guess you'll still be available on email for the next 24 hours or so.
In the next what? Sorry.
In the next day or so, if I come unstuck.
You can send me an email. All right. Tomorrow I'll be I can, but tomorrow is is the final day, and I'll try my best to answer to your question promptly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't foresee any issues, but
just in case
you get a bit stuck.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Thanks a lot for joining me today. And good luck with your assessment.
Okay. Thanks, Eddie.
No worries. And if I don't meet you again, or having another e-meeting, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks to you, Eddie. Thanks for your time with all of this.
No worries. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.